Hello, my name is Richard Webster. I am the Director of Business Development here at Signal Internet. A couple weeks ago, you may have seen our post on Facebook about cutting the cord and some of the different streaming services that are available to be able to watch your TV, movies, shows, not having to use cable anymore. And so there's so many out there. And if you go to our website, in fact, if you go to our page, signalisp.com/cut the cord, you can actually see a bunch of different streaming services such as Netflix, Sling, HBO Go, PlayStation View, Hulu. I mean, there's so many different ways out there. You can put up an antenna. You can try to, there's boxes out there where you can make your own DVRs. I mean, there's so many different things. So what we thought would be great on these upcoming Wednesdays is kind of highlight some of the really, some of the big guys out there as far as streaming services. So what's the big one that you hear all the time is Netflix. So I thought I'd start there. I mean, we could start with Amazon Video. You got to start somewhere. So let's start with the big one. There's a few reasons. I've had Netflix in the past. They are great. It's way more than just a DVD in the mail service now. You basically stream all your TV. We have, of course, plenty of bandwidth available with Signal Internet to be able to accommodate HD video. Even on our lowest plan with 25 meg, you can easily watch or stream HD video on a couple different devices and still have bandwidth left over for a device or two to surf the web and everything like that. So even on our lowest plan, we've got residential plans that go up over 100 meg internet. So if you're interested, you can certainly give us a call and we can help bump up your plan. If you have if you've got like 5 TVs and they're all streaming at the same time, then maybe you might want to look at a 50 to 100 meg plan, which we can definitely accommodate. But 25 meg for the most part will accommodate 2 streaming HD TVs at the same time. And if you got a gamer playing Fortnite, they're probably going to be yelling a little less at the Xbox with us. So definitely, we have the bandwidth. We have your back when it comes to be able to supply that pipe to you. So starting with Netflix. Netflix is a great service for streaming, mainly movies, TV shows, and original content. And you can do this on many different devices. You can do this on Roku. You can do this on Fire Stick. There's many devices out there that'll do this. My personal favorite is the Fire Stick because it's also connected to my Amazon Prime account, which also Amazon Prime allows you to stream movies and TV shows that way as well. Plus, I got kids, so there's games on Fire Stick. You can connect Bluetooth devices to it. So there's games out there. We found a 4-player, really fun, called some kind of racing game with little dune buggies, and we've got 4 controllers, and it's it sections off the screen in a square, 4 squares, and I can play with my kids. It's really fun. So Fire Stick's my personal favorite. If you want something maybe a little easier or something that's a little less, if you think about it with Fire Stick, when you are searching for something, they're always, Amazon is always going to give options for their streaming first. Right, so if you're looking up a movie, they're going to give you a list of options of how you could stream that. They're always going to give their option first, and it's a lot of times you have to pay for the movie. So then they'll show other ways you can watch it through maybe like HBO Go or some other different streaming service. Roku, on the other hand, they're not going to. They do have their own streaming service, but they're not going to always put up their stuff first. So they'll actually search for, usually, to watch that movie for free. So if you have Hulu, Netflix, Amazon streaming, they're going to search them all and they're not going to be privy to their own. They're not going to try pushing you to their platform, which is kind of nice. And it's also a little, I would say, maybe a little bit more user friendly. So, like, I mean, they both, those two different devices, Fire Stick and Roku, they have their pros and cons. I don't know, if you want easier use, I would say Roku. If you want more capabilities, I would say Fire Stick. And they also even have, I don't know, Google, they got the Google device. I don't know, and even Apple. I've actually used them both. But to me, the Amazon has the most capabilities and ease of use altogether. So that's why I go with that. So anyway, back to Netflix. So you can watch this anywhere. You can watch Netflix on your tablets, on your smartphones, on your Roku, in your Fire Sticks and everything. You can watch it on your computer. So you can all these different platforms you can watch it on, but depending on the price point that you pick will dictate how many Netflix sessions you can have at the same time, right? So they've got 3 different plans. They have a basic, standard, and a premium. And so the basic's $8.99, and that actually does not allow you to stream in HD. It'll be standard definition. It'll actually look okay maybe on a smaller TV, or if you're just streaming on a tablet or a cell phone. The standard def isn't bad. It's about 480p, so it's for the techies out there. And it's not, so if on a smaller device, you're really not going to notice it. If you really look hard, you could notice it, but for the basic, for $8.99, it just comes with the standard def, and you can only watch it on one instance. You can't go and watch it on multiple TVs at the same time. So if you're watching something, the kids can't watch something in the other room. You can only do it on one TV, and then you can also do it on your laptop and everything. Nice thing too about Netflix is there's no contracts. You can cancel anytime. They usually give a first month free, so you can try it out. You do usually have to put in your credit card, but if you cancel before the 30 days, you don't have to pay it. Then they got the standard plan is $12.99. That's when you start getting HD, and it's 1080 HD. And then you can actually, when you get to go to the standard, you can actually then watch it on 2 instances. So you could watch it on a smartphone, and someone else, we could watch it on their HD TV in the other room, or so basically 2 instances, two different instances at the same time. And then the step up from that is premium. So the standard was $12.99, premium's $15.99. That's not only going to get you the HD, but it's also going to get you the Ultra HD. Now here's the thing, not every movie and show is actually in this Ultra HD, and I believe their Ultra is the closest thing you can get to 4K. So here's the thing, there's not a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows that are in 4K. So the only other reason you would want to get premium is if maybe you had an 80-inch TV and there were certain things that you knew were in 4K and you really wanted to see it in 4K and have it look beautiful on an 80-inch TV, then I would say go for the premium. Here's the other reason for the premium. If you really have a lot of TV watchers in the home, you're watching something, kids are watching something, grandma's watching something, you can actually have the 4 screens at the same time. So 4 different instances, or someone's on the road, someone's at home, someone, wherever they're at, you could watch something. You have the 4 different instances. So that's the other nice thing about Netflix. Some of the other things about Netflix that what people really like is that they do have a lot of good original programming. So Netflix actually creates their own shows. A couple of the big ones is like Orange is the New Black and House of Cards. Some people are really into those shows, and that's why we'd have Netflix. So they've got some pretty good original programming. You can download the content and watch it offline, which is really great. So if you're on a road trip and you're not going to want to tank the data on your cell phone plan, you can download it ahead of time. Download the content ahead of time, depending on your device's memory, and be able to watch it while you're on the road or on the plane and things like that. So that actually is a really, really nice feature. So I mean that's the positives. You're going to have HD. You're going to have things going in Ultra HD, which is like the 4K. Really good pricing. I would say very competitive pricing. But it's mainly going to be Netflix original shows, movies. That's and this actually kind of gets into the disadvantages. New content isn't always available right away. So new movies, new releases are not going to Netflix immediately. It can take, sometimes it takes a few months, sometimes even a year. Even their library can sometimes feel a little outdated. You can also, if you are a movie buff and all you do is you watch lots and lots and lots and lots of movies, you're just a binge watcher, you're a binge TV watcher with Netflix, you'll get bored. You will get bored with their library because they don't seem to update it quick enough. So, and then the other last thing too, is that sometimes your selection can depend on your location. So, depending on where you are. So, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of detail on that, but basically, depending on where you live in the United States, can actually dictate what type of TV shows and movies that you get. It's not a big change, a big difference, but it is out there. So, those are my main reasons, positive, and disadvantages, pros and cons of Netflix. I really hope that helps you. If you do have any questions about Netflix, let me know. Of course, there's Google. You can Google everything these days, but. We'll next week you will see I'm thinking maybe I might go Hulu. I'm actually using Hulu right now, and I really enjoy Hulu. So I hope this was really beneficial to you. Thank you so much for listening in. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment. Please like and share if you can. And if you haven't liked our page, please like us. Like us on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. We're also on Twitter, and then also if you can go and like us on YouTube as well. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being a customer, and you have an awesome day. Hey, one more thing. I'm going to try something to see how fun this might be. At the end of every video, I'm going to do an impression of a video that I saw online that I thought might have been kind of humorous. And if you know the video, find it and post it in the comments. So here it goes. The building's on fire. Not today.